Hello everyone, my name is the Retroden, and today I am very happy to say that it was true. Oblivion Remastered really did came out. It was shadow dropped just today as I'm recording this video, and I am already having a blast. And you might be thinking, damn, this guy's already making a video? Yes, because I'm just so passionate about the Elder Scrolls that I felt like I had to make like this short love letter to the game as soon as it came out, and I've put some time into it and verified the actual thing is real. So, a very quick background for me. As you guys probably don't know, Skyrim is one of my favorite games. I list it as one of my favorite games in every platform I'm registered to, which you can find the links to in the description. And Oblivion was actually the first Elder Scrolls game that I ever played back on the PS3. So, as you can imagine, I was very hyped to jump right into Oblivion Remastered as soon as it was even leaked, because ever since the Game Awards, like in December, we already knew that this was going to be a thing, we just didn't know when and in what context it was going to come out, either to rival Skyblivion or just a whole different perspective. But nevertheless, the game is now out and you can now play it. It's 120 gigabytes and it's remastered in Unreal Engine 5, so as you can imagine, the game actually looks amazing. And contrary to what most people would actually think, it runs pretty well. I don't have the best of PCs, as you can imagine, because I'm not rich, but the game runs perfectly fine. I've been playing for more than an hour, I've already went through the intro phase, and I'm enjoying myself a lot. So let's get into some more specific things. What am I going to play as? I'm going to play as a warrior. I usually like to go through the Elder Scrolls games and Skyrim and even the Elder Scrolls Online as a classic one-handed with a shield first to get the feeling of the game. And I've been doing just that. I'm going to play with a heavy armor, a one-handed sword and a shield, and I'm going to have a lot of fun that way because I can try a lot of the different armors, and I trust that you guys agree with me that heavy armors are the best looking in any of the Elder Scrolls games. But I'm going to play the game that way, as basic as it may sound to you. When it comes to gameplay, the gameplay feels very different from what Oblivion is. Now, I'm not saying that they actually transformed it into a Souls-like, which was the rumor that was going around, and I'm glad they didn't do it because these games are not made to be Souls-like, and I think they would feel pretty bad if they actually were transformed into one. The gameplay feels way more lighter. If anyone played Skyrim and Oblivion in their original engines and actual releases, you would know that Skyrim and Oblivion have a certain weight to them. As you jump, as you attack, it has a kind of sway of things that makes it so the game plays a little bit slower, not just in combat, but in movement and going throughout the world. This game feels much more lighter, but that doesn't make it bad in any way, shape or form. And that's something that I was thinking while I was playing through the beginning part of the game, is that it feels like Oblivion, but it also feels like something that's completely new, and the two mesh very well together, making it a very pleasant new experience. The lightness of it doesn't make it bad, and I would say it even makes the game overall more responsive. I can feel myself clicking and things happening on screen. And responsiveness is something they were actually aiming for, and you will probably feel it in the combat. You now have hit markers, the combat feels much more responsive and intense as you can feel your hits hitting the enemy, and I think that's something they actually intended on doing, as they said in the showcase. And I think the showcase is something you actually should watch before playing the game if you are curious about what the developer's perspective is on this remaster. Because surprisingly, I was very pleasantly surprised by the showcase because they went into detail about what they did and what they intended with every single change in the game. And they changed quite a little bit, they didn't just do a overhaul of the graphics. If you notice from the showcase, they actually remastered the leveling system, which was a big complaint since the game actually punished you for leveling too much, which deterred some people who want to focus on the main quest from going out of their way and doing different stuff to try out new quests and maybe get a little bit more levels and gear before the final parts of the game. That was a huge change, and one change that also came with the leveling change is that the leveling is now a mix of both Skyrim and Oblivion. So you have the individual traits leveling, but you still have the classic class system from Oblivion and everything like that. But I still need to explore it a little bit more, and you should definitely give the game a try. It's now on Greenman Gaming for like 46€ if you want to grab it, and I don't think that's expensive at all. This is a game that you can dump like 200 hours into it, and especially when it has the Shimmering Isles DLC, which is something that a lot of people consider to be one of the best DLCs of all time next to the Witcher 3's DLC that I definitely am going to go through. I was already thinking of going through the original Oblivion one more time this year, and this is an extreme gift to me and all the Elder Scrolls fans, and we can only hope this feeds us enough until the Elder Scrolls 6 eventually comes out in like 10 years or so. Other than that, I'd like to say that going out into the world actually looks so beautiful. I mean, I am so hyped to dump more time into this thing and make it one of my most played games this year. Now, it's out on all platforms, but I chose to play it on the PC because, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't just want to wait for it to come out, and as soon as I got the link that it was available, I bought it on the first platform I was in. And it's also on Game Pass Day 1, so if you don't want to buy it and you have Game Pass, go play it right now, it's available for you. But I myself prefer to get it on Steam, and I don't mind dumping a few euros into a game that I'm very passionate about. So I am glad we finally got some content out of the Elder Scrolls this year, and I'm very glad that this game is actually a thing. Makes me more than ever glad for the timeline that we are living in. Other than that, I have to play some more Oblivion Remastered. This has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.